Get ready for a story that redefines the word epic. In Greek mythology, Zeus, the supreme god, falls in love with Alcmena, a mortal married to King Amphitryon. While the king is away, fighting in Thebes, Zeus makes a bold move, assuming the form of Amphitryon to seduce Alcmena. This encounter not only conceives Hercules but also sets off a series of dramatic events that culminate in Hercules' legendary 12 labors. Don't tune out, because what happens next will surprise you more than you can imagine. In Greek mythology, fate often plays as imposing a role as the gods themselves. This is particularly true for Hercules, whose life was a blend of personal choices and divine mandates. The question arises, did Hercules truly have a choice in accepting the 12 labors, or was he simply dancing to the tune played by the gods? Hercules, son of Zeus and the mortal Alcmena, was born with an extraordinary destiny and superhuman strength. From an early age, he became the target of Hera's wrath, Zeus' wife, who saw him as the product of her husband's infidelity. It was this divine hostility that shaped much of his path. After a fit of madness sent by Hera, during which Hercules murdered his own wife and children, he found himself facing a profound moral and spiritual dilemma. To atone for his sins, the Oracle of Delphi, the voice of the gods, sentenced him to serve Eurystheus, king of Tiryns, by initially performing 10 tasks, a number that later grew to 12. Exploring the nature of these labors is crucial to understanding not only Hercules' journey but also the interaction between fate and free will in Greek mythology. Each task assigned to Hercules had nearly impossible characteristics, intended to be both a punishment and a path to redemption. From defeating the Nemean lion, whose skin was impenetrable, to capturing the fire-breathing horses of Diomedes, the labors represented extreme challenges that tested his strength, courage, and cunning. Beyond the physical difficulty, Hercules' labors also had a strong symbolic component. They represented Hercules' internal struggle against his own demons and his effort to restore order and harmony, both in his inner world and in the external realm. By performing tasks that benefited humanity, such as cleaning the Augean stables or capturing the Erymanthian boar, Hercules also worked on his own redemption, turning Hera's punishment into an opportunity to achieve immortality and elevate his status from hero to demigod. However, one cannot ignore the complexity of the god's influence on his life. While some may view the labors as a series of brutal tests, they can also be interpreted as a path for Hercules to understand and accept his place in the universe. Each labor, however cruel it seemed, taught him a vital lesson about power, responsibility, and the balance between strength and wisdom. Upon completing the 12 labors, Hercules not only cleared his conscience and reconciled with his tragic past but also questioned and redefined the concept of fate. Through his journey, he demonstrated that, although fate may set the stage, it is individual actions that shape the plot. In the Greek mythological universe, even under the yoke of the gods, there is room for heroism and personal transformation. Hercules, therefore, emerges not only as an executor of divine tasks but also as a symbol of human potential to overcome adversity and alter preordained destinies. Love ancient history? Like and subscribe now to discover more secrets. Exploring the 12 labors of Hercules, it's essential to understand the punitive nature of these tasks. Imposed by the Oracle of Delphi as a form of purification after Hercules was manipulated by Hera into murdering his family, these labors are often seen as a severe penalty, reflecting the complex notions of justice and morality that permeate Greek mythology. The labors imposed superhuman challenges on Hercules, going beyond mere physical punishment or reparation for his deeds. They had an intrinsic moral component, forcing Hercules to confront monsters and perform tasks that, in some way, benefited society or restored the natural order of things. For example, by capturing the Hydra of Lerna, a creature whose venom threatened the region, Hercules not only atoned for his guilt but also eliminated an evil afflicting the human world. This aspect of the labors highlights an interesting facet of divine justice in Greek mythology. The gods often used mortals as instruments to correct imbalances or execute their will under the guise of punishment. In Hercules' case, each labor, though punitive, also served as an opportunity for him to demonstrate his heroic virtues and resilience, strengthening his legacy as one of the greatest heroes of Greek mythology. The punishment of the labors also reflects the arbitrary nature of divine morality. While Hera saw Hercules as a target of her vengeance, Zeus, his father, occasionally intervened to aid him, highlighting the conflict and complexity in family and political relations on Olympus. This duality in the gods' perception of justice and punishment reveals a layer of ambiguous morality where right and wrong are often malleable and defined more by power and influence than by an absolute moral code. Furthermore, Hercules' overcoming of the labors symbolizes the hero's journey in search of redemption and enlightenment. Each challenge, though cruel and arduous, was a step in his transformation and personal growth. By the end of the 12 labors, Hercules was not just a man purified of his past guilt. He had risen to an almost divine status, fulfilling his destiny as an extraordinary being among mortals and gods. This approach to Hercules' labors, as a complex web of punishment, justice, and personal growth, not only enriches our understanding of the hero's character and challenges but also offers us a deeper insight into the values and ironies of life under the watchful eye of the Greek gods. Through these stories, we are invited to reflect on the nuances of justice and morality in our own world. Hercules, one of the most revered heroes of Greek mythology, is often celebrated for his extraordinary feats and unmatched strength. However, when we delve deeper into his story, we are forced to question, is he truly a hero in the traditional sense? Or are there elements of anti-heroism in his actions? This analysis not only challenges our perception of Hercules but also prompts us to reflect on what truly defines heroism. Hercules' story is marked by both glorious achievements and profound tragedies, many of which are products of his own fallibility. The madness imposed by Hera, which led Hercules to murder his wife and children, is a crucial point in his narrative. This event not only triggers the need for the 12 labors as a form of atonement but also introduces a layer of moral ambiguity. Here, Hercules is not just the hero who overcomes monsters and challenges, but also a deeply flawed individual who must face the consequences of his terrible actions. The worship of Hercules as a hero, despite his grave mistakes, raises questions about the criteria for heroism. In Greek mythology, heroes are often complex figures whose virtues are as highlighted as their flaws. The celebration of Hercules can be seen as a recognition of his humanity and his capacity for redemption, but it also reflects a cultural fascination with figures that embody both greatness and imperfection. Furthermore, Hercules' relationship with the gods and destiny further complicates his classification as a hero or anti-hero. In many ways, his labors, though penances, are also divine interventions that guide him on a path of personal growth and transformation. He is, in a sense, a pawn in the gods' games, often manipulated to fulfill their desires or resolve their conflicts. This interdependence between the divine and the mortal in his life questions whether his achievements are truly his own, or merely the result of divine will. Reflecting on Hercules' heroism, it is essential to recognize that beyond his feats and triumphs, his true legacy may be the ability to confront and overcome his flaws. This aspect makes Hercules not only a hero but also a mirror of the human journey, with all its complexities, struggles, and possibilities of redemption. Considering Hercules in this light, we can see that heroism is not merely about perfection but about resilience and the ability to turn weaknesses into strength. Therefore, in debating whether Hercules is a hero or an anti-hero, perhaps the real question is to acknowledge that he is both. His life is a testament to the nuances of heroism, which is not confined to a simple definition but encompasses a range of human experiences, making him an endlessly fascinating and relevant character in culture and literature. In the narrative of the 12 Labors of Hercules, a detail often less highlighted but profoundly significant is his subjugation to King Eurystheus. This aspect of his story not only shapes the course of his trials but also offers a revealing window into conceptions of personal freedom and servitude in ancient Greece. Hercules, despite his unmatched strength and divine lineage, was compelled to serve Eurystheus as a result of the intrigue of the gods, particularly a dispute between Zeus and Hera. This condition of servitude was imposed by the Oracle of Delphi, and Hercules, though powerful, had no choice but to accept it. The irony of a hero of such stature being reduced to a servant reflects the complexity and ambiguity of notions of power and freedom in Greek culture. Hercules' subjugation to Eurystheus is emblematic of a recurring theme in Greek mythology, the idea that no being, not even a demigod, is entirely free from the intervention or dominion of the gods. This theme resonates deeply in Greek society, where personal freedom was highly valued but often restricted by greater forces, whether political, divine, or of destiny. Hercules' slavery under Eurystheus also highlights the humiliating nature of some of the tasks he was compelled to perform. Tasks like cleaning the Augean stables not only tested his physical strength but also his pride and dignity. These labors, seen as minor or unworthy of a hero, were both a form of control over Hercules and a way to humiliate him, emphasizing his lack of autonomy under Eurystheus' will. Furthermore, the relationship between Hercules and Eurystheus can be interpreted as a microcosm of power dynamics in ancient Greece. Eurystheus, though less capable and heroic, holds legal and divine power, while Hercules, superior in strength and valor, is subjected to him. This dynamic reflects the complex social and political hierarchies of the time, where legitimacy and authority did not always align with merit or capability. Lastly, Hercules' servitude brings a layer of tragedy to his heroic figure. It underscores the idea that in Greek mythology, great gifts and predestinations often come with great sacrifices and constraints. Hercules' journey, marked by moments of triumph and periods of humiliation, teaches us about the impermanence of the human condition and the constant struggle between the desire for freedom and the forces that confine us. In examining Hercules' slavery to Eurystheus, we see not only a hero fulfilling impossible tasks but also a man confronting the limitations of his own freedom, a theme that resonates both in antiquity and in our modern times. The relationship between Hercules and Hera is one of the most intriguing and fundamental elements in Greek mythology, defining the course of the hero's life from his birth. Hera, the wife of Zeus and goddess of marriage, exemplifies the complexity of divine relationships by relentlessly pursuing Hercules, the illegitimate son of Zeus, with the mortal Alcmena. This animosity not only sets the stage for the famous 12 labors of Hercules but also intertwines the themes of destiny and punishment that permeate his story. From the outset, Hera saw Hercules as a symbol of Zeus' infidelity and, by extension, a threat to her status and power. Her hostility manifested first when Hercules was still a baby, sending serpents to kill him, an act he miraculously survived, demonstrating his superhuman strength from an early age. This incident was just the beginning of a series of obstacles and sufferings imposed by Hera throughout Hercules' life. Hera's influence was crucial in the darkest episode of Hercules' life, the fit of madness that led to the murder of his wife and children. Although this horrible act was directed by Hera to ruin Hercules' life, it also served as the catalyst for the 12 labors. It was the need to atone for these crimes that led Hercules to the Oracle of Delphi, where he was commanded to serve Eurystheus, a king favored by Hera, and perform tasks that seemed impossible. These tasks, far from being mere physical challenges, carried emotional and symbolic weight, representing Hercules' constant struggle not only against physical monsters but also against Hera's yoke. Each labor, in cleansing his guilt and facing immense dangers, symbolized his internal and external struggle to free himself from Hera's influence and affirm his own identity and virtue. The relationship between Hercules and Hera also reflects on the nature of heroism and morality in Greek mythology. Hera, though often seen as the antagonist in Hercules' story, is also a tragic figure in her own right, reacting to Zeus' betrayals within the bounds of her role and power as a goddess. This complexity adds a layer of depth to the narrative, showing that Greek gods, like humans, are capable of deep and sometimes contradictory feelings. By understanding the dynamics between Hercules and Hera, we realize that the labors are more than tests of strength. They are manifestations of a battle between the divine and the mortal, between imposed destiny and the quest for autonomy. This relationship not only defines Hercules' trajectory but also illustrates how Greek myths often explore themes of power, retaliation, and redemption, resonating with moral dilemmas that still capture our imagination today. The saga of the 12 labors of Hercules, assigned as a form of atonement for his sins, offers not only a glimpse into physical feats but also serves as a rich tapestry of metaphors for the internal challenges we face in our life journey. Let's delve into each labor and its psychological and emotional representation. 1. The Nemean lion ***. This first labor symbolizes confronting our primal fears. The lion, impervious to weapons, represents problems that seem insurmountable. Hercules had to use his brute strength to strangle the lion, showing that sometimes facing our fears head-on is the only way to overcome them. 2. The Lernaean Hydra ***. The Hydra, with its regenerative multiple heads, is a perfect metaphor for problems that multiply if not dealt with properly. Hercules' collaboration with Iolaus to cauterize the severed heads highlights the importance of teamwork and creative solutions in resolving complex conflicts. 3. The Ceryneian hind ***. Capturing the sacred hind without harming it reflects the challenge of pursuing something valuable, while maintaining respect and integrity. This task teaches about the delicacy and patience required to achieve goals that demand a careful and respectful approach. 4. The Erymanthian boar ***. This labor involves facing a problem that is both threatening and elusive. Capturing the boar symbolizes overcoming a challenge through persistence and strategy without resorting to brute force, highlighting the importance of cunning over aggression. 5. The Augean stables ***. Cleaning the stables in a single day, illustrates the task of resolving accumulations of problems or emotional baggage. Hercules redirects two rivers to clean the dung, showing how innovative solutions can be applied to seemingly insurmountable problems. 6. The Stymphalian birds ***, scattering the carnivorous birds that ravaged a region symbolizes the elimination of destructive thoughts or habits that harm our mental and physical environment. The use of castanets to scare away the birds teaches the importance of confronting such problems with unconventional methods. 7. The Cretan bull ***, capturing furious bull involves controlling a powerful force. This labor reflects the internal battle to master our own passions and aggressive impulses, subduing the rage that can destroy our relationships and inner peace. 8. The Mares of Diomedes ***, taming horses that devoured men shows the need to confront and transform destructive forces in our lives. This labor symbolizes control over negative influences and the transformation of them into something positive. 9. The girdle of Hippolyta ***, obtaining the girdle of the Queen of the Amazons highlights the importance of respect and diplomacy. This labor teaches that achieving our goals sometimes requires negotiation and mutual understanding. 10. The cattle of Geryon ***, this labor represents the long and challenging journey to overcome obstacles that require a venture into the unknown. Hercules shows that persistence and courage are essential to facing and conquering unexplored territories. 11. The apples of the Hesperides ***, gathering the apples guarded by a dragon symbolizes the quest for wisdom and knowledge. This labor underscores the need to overcome guardians or barriers that protect valuable treasures of knowledge or enlightenment. 12. Capturing Cerberus ***, the descent into the underworld and the capture of Cerberus without using weapons represent facing the darkest aspects of ourselves or situations we deeply fear. This labor is a metaphor for conquering death and fear, confronting directly the most dreaded aspects of existence. Each labor, when explored as a representation of internal challenges, not only portrays Hercules' journey as a series of physical accomplishments but also as a profound journey of self-discovery and personal overcoming, resonating with the challenges we all face in our lives. Hercules, one of the most emblematic heroes of Greek mythology, is often celebrated for his superhuman strength and courage. However, a closer examination of his interactions with female characters reveals a complex layer of narratives that challenge traditional perspectives on gender in myths. This aspect of his story not only enriches the understanding of the character but also provides a space to discuss gender dynamics in Greek mythology. One of the most revealing tasks in this context is the 9th, which involved obtaining the girdle of Hippolyta, the Queen of the Amazons. The Amazons, a tribe of warrior women who lived independently of men, represent a direct challenge to Greek patriarchy. Hercules' initial interaction with Hippolyta, which began with diplomacy, shows a rare respect for a powerful female figure. However, the narrative takes a violent turn due to misunderstandings and manipulations by the gods, reflecting the tensions and conflicts that often arise in mythological stories when female power is highlighted. Another significant task is the 2nd, the battle against the Lernaean Hydra. Although the Hydra is a creature and not a female figure per se, she is often depicted as feminine, symbolizing the danger of the monstrous feminine that challenges the male hero. Hercules' need to seek help to defeat her suggests a metaphor for the struggle against challenges that cannot be overcome by conventional or exclusively masculine means, highlighting the need for alternative and collaborative approaches. Additionally, the task of capturing the Ceryneian hind, also sacred to Artemis, goddess of hunting and virginity, symbolizes a respectful and careful interaction with the divine feminine. Hercules is tasked with capturing the hind without causing harm, which can be interpreted as a metaphor for negotiating carefully with revered female values and entities. Hercules' relationship with Deianira, his wife, brings another aspect to the theme of feminism. The tragic episode of the centaur Nessus' blood, which results in Hercules' death, is often interpreted as a consequence of Deianira's actions. However, this narrative can also be seen as an exploration of the unintended consequences of misunderstood actions and failed communication between genders, where Deianira is not only a perpetrator but also a victim of circumstances and manipulation. Ultimately, revisiting these stories allows us to see Hercules not only as an executor of physical feats but as a character whose journey is deeply intertwined with female figures who challenge, shape, and enrich his path. This perspective offers a reinterpretation of traditional myths, highlighting how narratives can be reinterpreted and understood in a light that values and respects the feminine dimensions of the story. Hercules, one of the most revered heroes of Greek mythology, faced the 12 labors as a path to redemption, but there is much more between the lines of these stories than mere expiation of a crime. Each of these labors is laden with symbolism that goes beyond the surface, revealing deep layers of meaning that reflect not only Hellenic culture but also universal life lessons. For instance, the first labor, the capture of the Nemean lion, is often seen merely as a test of physical strength. However, the lion, a symbol of power and royalty, also represents the confrontation with seemingly invincible challenges. The lion's impenetrable hide, which Hercules later uses as armor, symbolizes the idea that by facing our deepest fears, we can shield ourselves with the armor of courage and resilience earned. Moving on to the second labor, the Hydra of Lerna, we encounter a rich tapestry of symbolism. The Hydra, a serpent with multiple heads that regenerates 2 for each one cut off, symbolizes the multifaceted problems we face in life, which often seem to multiply as we try to solve them. Hercules' technique of burning the roots of the freshly cut heads underscores the need for definitive and profound solutions to complex problems rather than temporary fixes that do not address the root cause. The fifth labor, the cleaning of the Augean stables, goes beyond the feat of cleaning an immense amount of filth in a single day. This task is deeply symbolic of the process of purification and renewal. Augeas owned a herd that had never been cleaned, accumulating filth over years, which can be seen as a metaphor for the accumulation of human errors and vices that require deep and renewing cleansing to restore order and purity. In the ninth labor, the obtaining of the girdle of Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons, Hercules faces a challenge that involves both diplomacy and strength. The girdle, a gift from Ares, the god of war, to Hippolyta, symbolizes recognition and respect. Hercules' ability to initially opt for diplomacy rather than brute force highlights the importance of social skills and mutual respect in personal achievements. Finally, the 12th and last labor, capturing Cerberus, the guardian dog of the underworld, is perhaps the richest in symbolism. This task not only tests Hercules' courage in facing death but also highlights his journey to self-awareness and transformation. Cerberus, guarding the entrance to the underworld, represents the final obstacles before attaining profound wisdom. Hercules' ability to master Cerberus without the use of weapons underscores the message that true power comes from within, and that the greatest battles are those we face within ourselves. These labors, replete with symbolism, are not just stories of physical strength, They are narratives that contain teachings about the complexity of the human condition, about facing adversity, and about the relentless pursuit of self-improvement and understanding of oneself and the world around us. The 12 Labors of Hercules, besides being fascinating tales of adventure and challenges, also serve as powerful tools for conveying social and political messages. In ancient Greece, as in many cultures, myths and legends were often used to reinforce social norms, convey values, and even justify political practices. The story of Hercules, filled with themes of punishment, redemption, and service, is a prime example of how myths can be employed to shape social behavior and uphold political authority. Firstly, Hercules' labors can be seen as a narrative about the importance of atonement and submission to authority. After committing the horrific act of killing his own family, induced by the madness imposed by Hera, Hercules is compelled to serve King Eurystheus, performing tasks that seem impossible. This part of the story emphasizes the concept that even the most powerful are subject to the laws and punishments established by authorities, an essential principle for maintaining social order. Moreover, the individual labors also carry their own messages. For example, the task of cleaning the Augean stables, which had never been cleaned before and accumulated an immense amount of filth, can be interpreted as a metaphor for political reforms and the purification of corruption within the state. Hercules diverts 2 rivers to clean the stables, possibly symbolizing the need for drastic and innovative measures to restore integrity and order in a deteriorated political system. The labors related to animals, such as capturing the Erymanthian boar or the Cretan bull, can be seen as allegories for human dominion over the wild nature, reflecting the view that the state and its heroes must tame the chaotic forces of nature to ensure the safety and well-being of citizens. This idea of control not only justifies governance but also reinforces the notion that civilization depends on human ability to overcome and organize the natural world. The capture of Cerberus, the guardian dog of the underworld, at the end of the labors, symbolizes conquest over death and fear, offering a powerful image of control over the unknown and the fearsome. This narrative could be used to inspire confidence in the power of the state or its leaders, promoting the belief that, under proper guidance, any threat or challenge can be overcome. Finally, considering Hercules as a hero who, despite his strength and semi-divine status, is still subject to the will of the gods and kings, the myths reinforce the idea that no one is above the law or social order. This is a powerful message for the ancient audience and serves to strengthen the legitimacy of hierarchical systems of power, reiterating that even the most powerful must submit to authority structures. Thus, by exploring the labors of Hercules as tools of social control, we see how Greek myths not only entertain but also educate, shape, and sustain the social and political structures of their time. Hercules, the legendary hero of Greek mythology, is often remembered for his superhuman strength and the famous 12 labors imposed upon him. However, beneath the surface of this narrative of physical feats lies a deeper and more significant layer that reveals a true quest for knowledge and wisdom. Let's explore why Hercules undertook these monumental challenges and what he truly sought through them. Firstly, it's essential to understand that the 12 labors were not merely punishments. They were also opportunities for Hercules to transcend his human limitations. Each labor, from slaying the Nemean lion to capturing the Cretan bull, was a lesson in itself. These tasks taught Hercules about the world, the nature of animals, human societies, and the gods. Therefore, by accepting these challenges, Hercules was, in fact, enrolling in a school of life, where each labor contributed to his personal and spiritual development. Moreover, Hercules' acceptance of these labors reflects his desire for purification and redemption. After an act of madness induced by Hera, which led him to commit terrible crimes against his own family, the labors offered him a way to atone for his mistakes and seek a greater sense of purpose. By facing these extreme challenges, Hercules sought not only physical redemption but also a deeper understanding of the cosmos and man's place within it. The process of facing these labors transformed Hercules. Each task was a battle against monsters and situations that represented human fears and flaws, symbolizing the internal struggle between human capabilities and the aspiration for the divine. By overcoming these challenges, Hercules not only demonstrated his physical strength but, more importantly, strengthened his character and wisdom. This highlights the idea that true heroism lies in the ability to grow and learn through challenges, rather than just in the ability to defeat adversaries. Upon completing the 12 labors, Hercules was not only recognized as a hero for his extraordinary deeds. He emerged as a symbol of the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Each labor, at its core, was a step toward a deeper understanding of life and its complexities. The true reward for Hercules was the wisdom gained, the understanding that transcended mere physical strength and was rooted in the realization that knowledge and wisdom are indeed the most valuable achievements in a man's life. In this way, the 12 labors of Hercules, more than tests of strength, were crucial steps in his journey towards self-awareness and spiritual enlightenment. By accepting them, Hercules sought not only the purification of his past mistakes but also a deeper understanding of the universe and his own potential. This reiterates the fundamental message that, in life, true knowledge, more than any heroic feat, is the most important pursuit.